Hi YouTubers! As promised, I am making a video showcasing all of my pimped out boards using primarily Herstart's molds. This is not a how-to video. I'm not showing you how it works, although I do include a short video of the process going on. There's a lot of other videos, how-to videos that are really good online, or you can go to herstarts.com and Bruce has tons of really helpful instructional videos. So you can check out the site there, and here are some of the results of the games that I have pimped out. So this is the game that started all the madness, Descent, and this is the first edition of Descent. When I got this game, I think it was 2007. It was one of the few dungeon crawlers that was out there, and I loved this game. And so I decided to build a 3D dungeon for it, and found out about Herstarts and started creating this dungeon. So this is a modular dungeon board. It has separate pieces so you can configure it to match any of the scenarios that's in the scenario book of Descent. And this is actually a map of the very first scenario. For my first sort of exposure to Herstarts and casting and making a board, I was pretty excited and pumped to be able to make something like this. Now, I did make the mistake, because this was my first project that I made, that I used Plaster, and regular Plaster is too soft. So this is one of my original boards, and as you can see, these pieces are constantly coming off. Even when I re-glue them, basically it breaks at the spot where the glue is at, and so no matter how many times I try to glue it, it keeps falling apart. So do not use Plaster. I highly suggest using Hydrostone, which is a fairly cheap option, and then there's Dental Plaster on top of that, which is more expensive but is much more durable. I did want to make a 3D board, but these are 1¼ inch squares, which is a non-standard size. Bruce doesn't make any of those, and I didn't want to make custom squares. And I realized as well, once I got the game, that there were so many map pieces that it would have been difficult for me to make all of them, and especially to store them. But as you can see, this is a heavy component game. There is a lot going on. I also made these card holders, which is just a piece of pine run through the table saw. It's a great way to hold lots and lots of cards for each character. And one of my favorite things that I did is to use a bullet press to pack these bullets, 9mm bullets, to make grit tokens. And so I tried to buy some of these online, but they were super expensive, and so I decided to go ahead and buy a bullet press, learn how to do that, and I packed these with salt. They're already spent, so I think this is one of the coolest things about the game, is having that as grit tokens. Here's a bunch of other tokens that whiskey bottles, we have bandages, this is healing herbs, and this is the lantern token. Also, here is the money. I bought these chips, poker chips, for money, and then made these for experience, just using these mini cards for that. Here's dynamite, just wooden dowels that I packed and stuck a fuse in, and so and lined it with electrical tape, and I think that looks super cool. And then this is for the gunslinger. I made a barrel. And basically he has a special ability that uses bullets, special bullets, and so when you spend them, you just pull these out. These are longer bullets than the grit tokens, and here's a whole set of different colored ability bullets that he can get. So someone online made this really cool way to create your own monsters with a template, and so I just used some miniatures, some sci-fi miniatures, to make these range characters, and then obviously skeletal archers. You need skeletal archers, and so you can design and create your own monsters, which I think is like super cool. This is probably the handiest tool that I've ever made, which is a flip chart of all of the shopping areas that you have in town.